consolidation of the vote in this region, or should that even be a concern in the first place?
There's an old film, very old, but it was very popular earlier on in those days, called Desperado. Desperado are people like Professor Anangwe. Now that they are approaching their twilight years, they are so desperate that they'll even argue against themselves. Professor Anangwe saw nothing wrong with supporting Moi when he was not a Kalenjin. Until now, when he realized that he cannot become what he wants to be, he's now saying, supporting somebody from a different tribe is bad, let me go back to the community. The only politics successful that Professor Anangwe has done in his life was when he was supporting Moi. Why didn't you, Professor Anangwe, if you thought ethnicity was the in thing, why didn't you support Michael Kijana Wamalwa when he wanted to be president? Politics of desperado are the ones that will slow us to moving the country to the next level. Professor, get out of there. Let young Sifuna, if I'll manage to push a little bit, lead his age mates from our community to join the community of Kenya, where youth can compete for opportunity. That's all that I'm looking for. Now, when you hear Professor go back to the old things, Funa, of Luya unity, that saw us Luyas should vote as a bloc. Is it Luya unity that made Raila to get 63% in 2013? Was it Luya unity that made him to get 66% in 2007? The Luya voters, Professor, are through with you guys, with this thing of Luya unity. Let us go to the people and let them mingle and be part of the rest of the Kenyans, so that you become what you want to be in politics. I hear you want to run for governor of Kakamega. You don't have to be so desperate as to tell people that we must vote as Luyas. When you were in Matungu yesterday with Musalia Mudavadi told the people in our vernacular, Shienyu ni shienyu, basically meaning vote for person of your community. The guy is so lost on what is Luya land, he didn't know that in Matungu we have Luyas, we have Tesos, we have Luos. So where were you leaving those people of Matungu? Move away from these things of ethnicity. I love Sifuna when he normally takes you guys on and tells you off because of these things of Luya unity. Sifuna, stay on in there. Even Michael Kijana Wamalwa never pursued politics of ethnicity. He actually stepped forward and supported Mwai Kibaki because he wanted Kenya. If you cannot see that, then you are good for our history, but you are not good for our future. Professor.
May I follow up briefly as I come to Sifuna, briefly to the point that Sifuna made earlier, that on this region, and you have also made, Raila Odinga has penetrated himself, come and gotten the votes. So what advice perhaps are you giving the deputy president? Because he has said when he comes here, that he's called for Harambes, he helps and everything, but kwa kura, there's no reciprocity. So are you telling him some of the strategic measures he needs to be considering?
The deputy president has done the right thing, and I'm glad that I'm one of his advisors. We've told him, don't come here with the ethnic agenda, because many of our constituencies, and allow me to explain, briefly, are shared between Kalenjins and Luyas. Aldai, Mgwen, there is a constituency here called Hamisi. There's a constituency called Mount Elgon. There is a constituency in Kitale called Kwanza, another one called Saboti, another one called Endeves.
All right.
Those constituencies, and even here in Kakamega, we have a constituency here called Lugari and a constituency called Likuyani, where our ethnic communities blend very well. For your information, finding a foothold here is not indicated by winning a seat. The first seat that we are having now is the one of Matungu and Kapchai after the by-election. But, Wanuna, I expect you to know that the deputy president has got the seat of Ikolomani here in Kakamega, the seat of Malava, the seat of Mumias East. They are his seats. In Bungoma, where my younger brother comes from, the deputy president has got Kimiriri. He has got by default, not by default, he has got, I wanted to say default because of an independent candidate in Bumola, okay. But in Mount Elgon, right. It is his MPs. He has got 8 MPs. In fact, the deputy president has got more MPs in Western than Wetangula or Fort Kenya.
All right.
The deputy president, please, has got more MPs in Kakamega elected than ODM that Secretary General is here today. So that I don't come back, let me respond to Secretary General. Secretary General...
you will respond. Let me first come, because you had mentioned Prof. Allow me as you to first go to Prof. with respect for